And now for my sponsor.
Are you tired of being jacked off by your girlfriend? Well, get the infinite jack off this merchandise. It's free. And we promise you won't get sued on this.
Hello, everybody. Today we have a debate between a friend of mine, Forest Green, and a relative retard of mine, Simple Star, and they're going to be debating Mewtwo and Jedah. So, without further ado, let the debate begin.
External recognition of
I will
depression.
external recognition you back to hell.
Right back at you.
Nigga, I'm Kirby. I send it right back at you.
Wait, Forrest, you there?
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
5% battery. Can't even walk. I'm sad.
So who wants to go first?
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna start by saying that Mute will use this ability Swift, where he's gonna throw like a little star set, and they'll like explode when they hit. Now, Swift, you can't dodge it, and you can't protect against it, and it like bypasses like resistances, and like even like protect, which basically like protect against attacks from Pokemon, like energy attack.
So it next energy like projectiles. Energy like shield and stuff.
I mean, not just energy,
Just
but
any kind, basically any kind of conventional durability.
Yeah,
You
and
understand?
then even if your body has like some resistance against it, it still like affects. Also, what's that other thing? Oh yeah, your body also will get affected.
Wait, what
Good
did
job,
you
Dad.
say? What was the last part you said?
I said like, okay, so even it like bypasses like weaknesses, resistances, your body, and like you trying to defend against it. Oh, and you can't dodge it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna first drop this.
Okay.
Give me a sec. And then I'll drop like the freaking scan. A sec. I'm gonna drop this. I'll like show you another like scan of like Wait, can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me rejoin. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, you just kept cutting out for me. So yeah. Wait, has it loaded? Oh, there it is. So if this like, I'm also drop another scan of like the attack. So it's just not like one thing. So give me a
Okay.
sec. It tells you like the description here, but I'm gonna find like a scan of the attack.
Okay.
All right, let me go get it. Freaking forgot to like freaking screenshot it. Freaking charger, bro. Give me a second.
Simple, you still there?
Yeah, it's just like my Wi-Fi is like ridiculously slow. But
Okay, because
I posted the other.
You guys are doing a vow of silence.
Oh yeah, it's just like my Wi-Fi is like really bad because like I'm always on like mobile and shit. So I really using like Wi-Fi. Cause like I don't have Wi. So yeah, that was like the scan of like the freight. I can like I'm not using like uh freaking like I didn't use like the anime example, but like if you want, get you that too.
No, I accept that.
I
My counter is for the Swift is Jedah's Type 3 Immortality. So even if you was to hit Jedah with the stars, he just regen from it instantly. And I'll send you a video and I'll send you a scan and I'll give you a timestamp. This is the same Jedah who can just slice his head off and just instantly regen it back like it's nothing. So
I'll go watch.
Sure. Yeah, so even if your stars, if Swift was to hit me, I just let it hit me, and I just regen from it instantly.
Mm. I you can go on to like your first win con.
Yeah, sure. All right. So my first win con is Jedah. He's going to force a pack with Mewtwo, and he's basically going to seal him inside a contract and take his soul. And I'll show you a scan and a clip of that. So this is a scan of what it looks like, and I'll send you a clip of what it looks like as well. Well, it's in the same clip, but I'll find you the timestamp. Okay, so 126.
Like is that like all or?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so does he have to like touch me in some type of way or like
Basically, sorry,
yeah,
what are you
go
saying?
on.
So,
No, go on.
he uses the blood like he has blood manipulation, so he can just use his blood from like far distances just to grab your legs and bind you and basically force a pack with you and seal you inside the contract and take your soul that way.
Okay, so he has to like touch me with like his blood, right?
Yeah,
Or
he doesn't have to
oh,
physically touch you. His blood does it.
I'm gonna argue that like Mewtwo will avoid it. Because he'll go into like his X form, and we'll have like instinctive reaction, and he'll be able to like dodge like the block via like instinct. I'm gonna drop you the scan of like him like going like toe to toe with like Lucario when they both go on like their forms. They just like fight like via instinct. And I'm also drop the scan for like Lucario fighting with like his instinct.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that, please.
Alright. Wait a second, I'm getting like the video.
Yeah, sure.
I'm also like drop this right now. Try to find this. second.
Is there a timestamp?
Oh, it's like right like at the very start. Like they just
Oh,
like
okay.
like clash with
Okay.
I'm trying to get the scan for like Lucario, so give me a sec.
Yeah. Simple. You see the clip?
Yeah.
So where is the the instinctive reaction? Because I can't see it.
Oh, the thing is, I was gonna explain that. So basically, Lucario has this like in his like base, like he has this in his base, and he's basically like it states like in the scan that I showed that he fights with, and then Mewtwo was like using his like X form, go blow for blow with him, and it's like mech like Lucario's mech. I also got another scan of that if you want to see that.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Here's this time I'm gonna drop the because like it's more like the X form. Here's another one of him fighting like a Lucario and so on one.
Yeah, sure.
Bro, I can't even find someone. Freaking I
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
hello?
You want to go? Yeah. Hello. That's fine.
Yeah. I dropped the scan so on
Yeah.
one.
I saw it. Do you want to go into your win con?
Yeah. For my first win con, I'm that Mewtwo will use like his mind hack, um, erase your mind or like mind control you, or like even make like your head explode, like as in like, well, like the whole point is more like uh, like erasing your mind and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see some stuff for this as well, please? I just want to get an idea of how Mewtwo does this.
Yeah. Try to find a clip. Wait, hold up.
Bruh. Y'all alright?
Like first I wanted to like ask is it
Sure.
like like was it about like his mind hacks? Like about like the like how he performs them or
Yeah, just a demonstration.
how he performs?
Yeah, on how he performs
Yeah.
this attack, this mind thing you mentioned.
Give me a second. Shut up.
Wait,
Fine.
hey, simple.
Yeah.
I'll steel man you. I've got a counter.
Alright.
So if you try to attack Jedah's mind, he'll just send his mind back into a different dimension. So I'll send you a scan.
That's smart. That's smart. That's good.
All right, let me find you that scan. So basically, I think it's this one. 1 second. Let me just read it properly real quick. That's not the scan. Hang on. God damn it! I have to flick through all this shit. But I've got it somewhere. Hang on a second. Just a sec. I just need to go and look for that scan real quick. But yeah, basically, I think
yeah, go on. My bad.
That's all right. So the context was he sent his consciousness, so basically his mind. So he sent his mind into I think it was in the past, like something 1,000 years, so he could communicate and basically talk to other people. I can't remember the whole context, but basically he just sent his whole mind into a different like time period. Basically, I'll find that scan real quick. Okay, let me see this real quick. Yeah, I think it's this one. Never mind, Simple. I can't fucking find it. I'll just change my counter, but I'll still give you. I'll still so my counter to your mind manip. I'll just mind manip Mewtwo, and I'll assimilate his mind. And I got that scan. I'll send it now. And he did that to Pyron, and basically he viewed Pyron as mental food, and Pyron basically he felt weak. He felt like mentally and physically weakened because of the mental drain and the assimilation caused by Jedah's mind manip.
Alright, so like, like, could you go more in detail about the? Obviously, you're gonna like.
He's basically going to eat away at your mind, so weaken you and eat away at your mind, as he did to Pyron.
So like, he doesn't have to shoot anything. It's
No.
just like his mind.
It was passive.
Oh,
It's
okay.
all mind manip.
Okay. So he's gonna eat the mind of Mewtwo.
Yeah, just deteriorate it.
I'm gonna argue that Mewtwo will like resurrect himself, like his like mind from like being like how do you say it, consume thing. And I'm gonna also argue that when people try to affect Mewtwo's mind, Mewtwo has like fried like their brain. Like he just fries their mind, overloads their mind. And
Okay.
yeah.
I've got a counter. So Jedah can also send his consciousness, like, I think it's like 5,000 years into the past. So he'd just go into the past and affect Mewtwo's mind and screw his mind as well through the past. And I'll send you a scan of that. Because he did it to these people, to the Pharaoh, and he mind screwed their minds by sending his mind and can basically telepathically telepathically communicated with them and mind screwed them many years into the past. So you would just do that to Mewtwo.
So he's gonna like go back in time and mess up Mewtwo's mind?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'll still argue the whole resurrection, because when it was like these scientists, right? Like they created me, try like shutting him down and like freaking like stopping. Like he wasn't even like on land anything. He was like still being made, and like they try shutting him and like basically terminating him. And
okay, well, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Simple. I was just gonna. You can continue if you'd like.
Oh, so yeah, they try like terminating, and like he still was able to bring himself back, even though he was, yeah.
I'd argue that Jedah would just basically kill those scientists before Mewtwo was even made. As I mentioned, that Jedah can send his mind back into the past, so he could just basically get rid of Mewtwo that way. And thus, I've proven that it would happen since he mind screwed these people back into the past.
So you're gonna argue that he's gonna like mess with the scientist
Yeah,
before Mewtwo was even created, right?
yeah, before it was even conceived or like created.
I mean, okay. So like you're saying that like Jeddah's gonna like travel in the
He's gonna.
Pokemon verse?
Well, yeah. What? Why
Cause like
wouldn't?
I mean, cause it was like a mutual field, and like it's not like they're in like one, like they're not like in the Street Fighter verse or in the like the Pokemon verse. So it's not like I'll go back in time to like the
I mean, we could just leave that to the judges if you'd like. The whole like going back into the past and such.
yeah.
But yeah, like I'll try and
That would be my counter, like the mutual feel. Uh, for that.
hmm. Okay, we'll leave that to the judges. And I know you did counter the mind manip. You said that you'd give me a nasty feedback, so I'm gonna give it
Yeah.
a shot anyway. So Jedah can also ward off my manipulation. So I'll drop you a scan because Anita was trying to enter inside of his mind, and he basically gave her a nasty feedback, and it fucked her up. And I'll show you a scan of that now. So this little girl named Anita, she tried to mind screw Jedah, and Jedah just laughed it off and said, "You can't penetrate my mind," and then just gave her a nasty feedback, and it basically hurt her. And I'll send those now. He says, "My mind is not so easily penetrated," and then gave her a nasty feedback, and then I'll send you the third scan of her like actually pretty hurt from it.
I
Let me find that real quick. And it even says, "I can't. His mind is closed to me. His soul is too strong. Girl, I spent eternity in the void. I created a universe in the darkness using only the power of my will. My mind is not so easily penetrated."
I. So he would have like resistance and stuff. Is that what you're arguing? Like resistance to be and like mess with his mind and stuff.
Well, in a technical sense, but she basically, like, she even states, like, when she was trying to get inside of his mind, his mind was basically closed off to her, and basically his soul, she couldn't, when she tried to enter his mind, it was just too much for her, and he didn't need to do anything. He was just casual about it. He just said, "My mind isn't easily penetrated," and he just smiled at her, and then she basically got overwhelmed by how powerful his basically his like basically how powerful his will is to protect his mental his mental faculties from being screwed with.
I. So yeah, let me know when you like drop the scan so I like or
Yeah,
when I
I
can
was just I was explaining that those were the scans basically. That's all.
Oh, okay. You already
was
dropped them?
Yeah. Yeah, these
Oh,
three
okay.
scans.
My bad.
Sorry, my bad. I sent them in Zone 2 like a dumbass. Yeah, but they're there anyway. I can resend them in Zone 1 anyway.
I.
Yeah, I'll resend them. So that's her.
Let me try to get
Yeah.
I. Okay. So I'm gonna get my scan. Give me a sec.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so like I'm trying to get the scan, but like for sure, I'm gonna argue that Mewtwo will use his Miracle Eye
Okay.
And
I'll still man you on the miracle. I know about
yeah.
that.
Not only wait. Let me finish real quick. I'll let you.
Yeah. I wasn't
No
interrupting you.
worries.
I was just Don't worry. I was
Oh
just
no,
freaking.
it's fine. Fine. It's fine. It's fine, bro.
I was just talking to myself.
Yeah. So like the miracle, even if you're like resistant, it can bypass your resistance. And I'll take it a step. And it says even immunity can get bypassed. So even if you're not only resistant, but even if you're immune to it, you'll still get.
Okay. All right then. All right. I'll give you the point for the miracle
So it's
eye
like
bypassing the
more
resistance.
than
But I would like to add on to the previous counter of me trying to mime
higher.
it.
This like doesn't work. Yeah, for the
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah. So sorry, I don't know if you heard me, but I'll give you the point for the miracle eye. But I want to go back to my previous counter and amplify it. So, when Jedah mime manips, basically when he was doing this to Pyron didn't even notice that his body was being assimilated or his mind. So I'll send you a scan. So that's how potent Jedah's mind manipulation was. So I'd argue that Mewtwo wouldn't even know he's being mind manipulated, and he'd just be withering down. But that's my final counter for that in terms of the mind manip.
Okay. So your counters that Mewtwo wouldn't be aware that so I'm gonna still argue the Miracle Eye, because the Miracle Eye will be able to allow his mind power to work, and since it allows him to work, he'll like be able to mind read your character, so he'll know.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll leave the whole my manip attack to the judges, but I'll give you the point in terms of you bypassing my resistance in terms of my manip. That's fine.
Alright.
All right. Do you want to go on to my next win con?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So is this my third win con or something? Or I can't remember. I can't keep track.
So.
So basically, Jedah, he's going.
It's your second win con.
Oh, my second. Okay, thank you, Corin. He's going to use his soul manipulation and drag your soul out of your body and transmutate it. And I'll show you scans. And Jedah was able to do. Sorry?
Yeah, go on.
Jedah was able to do this. Oh. You there, Simple?
Oh, you cut out for me. I couldn't hear you. Jedah will what?
Yeah, so basically, I'm going to explain how his soul minute works. He can do this quite casually. He will just basically, as you can see, he was able to drain up at least like casually 1 million souls out of the dimension he was in. He was inside the Majigan, I believe. He literally just drained and ripped out 1 million souls from the surrounding whole dimension and was basically absorbing it within himself. That's just an example of how potent his soul manipulation is, and basically he will just transmutate your soul as well.
Okay, so he's gonna like try to take like my soul and stuff.
Yeah, just rip it out.
I'm gonna argue that Mewtwo would have resistance, because he's been able to like take attack from like a Pokemon that are capable of like attacking the soul. Hello?
Hello.
Oh,
So, so
I said that Mewtwo can resist it because like he's taking attacks from they can like attack the soul. Like for example, like ghost type Pokemon.
okay, I want to ask a question. Has Mewtwo ever shown himself being like protecting his soul from being dragged out of his body? I get his soul like being able to handle being attacked, like his soul being attacked, but has it ever shown to be him? Has he ever shown protection from his soul being ripped out of his body?
Um, like no. He hasn't shown his soul being like a um. How do you say it? Being like transmutated? Uh, but what I will argue though is that even like he already has like resistance. Um, I'm gonna argue that like in his like other form, a lot have a more like resistance.
So you are gonna excuse me, bloody hell, excuse me, apologies. So you're basically going to still argue resistance, right? By going into higher forms. Was that your?
Yeah.
I'd still argue that Jedah would still be able to yank your soul out, but we can leave that point to the judge if you want.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Do you want to go on to any more win cons?
Uh, wait, what were you gonna say? You cut
I was just.
out me.
Oh, I was just saying. Would you like to move on to any more win cons?
Mm, uh, thinking. Um, yeah, it's a good debate. Shit.
Yeah. Shit. I feel this is going to be a fucking draw.
Bruh.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Um. Hmm.
Y'all have 2 win cons each right now, so it's up to y'all. But y'all can go to conclusions or whatever. Y'all.
Yeah. I mean.
I mean, I guess like
Want to go conclusions?
do you have like more win cons? Because like
Mm,
I got
uh,
like a couple I want to test out. Like if you're fine with that.
let's see. Go on then. Let's see what else you got, and I'll try.
Alright, so I'm gonna argue energy like Mewtwo's gonna like absorb your energy. Just like
Absorb my energy.
yeah, energy absorption. Give me a second.
Sure.
Just getting the scan. 3%.
Oof.
Oh man, I know. That's scary. Where's my? Where's my charger? Oh, there it is. Here. Come on, come on. Okay, there we go. Let me get the scan.
Okay.
That's basically how he does it. He just like lifts his hand and like absorbs.
All right. I'm gonna counter. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So the energy absorption shit. Okay. Let me find my scan real quick. So Jedah's just gonna BFR himself. You can open up portals and shit, so he'll just BFR himself.
Alright. So you're gonna be a farming?
No, BFR myself.
Oh, be a, I mean, like won't.
Like basically remove myself from the situation when you try to perform your energy absorption, and then I'll just basically pop back in.
Oh, well,
Yeah, you know,
I'm
like
gonna.
yeah, like you know, like when you go grab some milk from the shop and then come back home, sort of thing.
My dad didn't come back.
Damn.
uh, yeah. I'm gonna argue that Mewtwo will like drag you back here by opening his portals. Let me get this. I mean, there's like a couple scans for this, so give me a sec.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's still loading. One. Also, how is like this like BFR in yourself? Cause
Oh,
like
he
yeah.
basically he'll just create a portal for himself, and then he'll just like eat
Oh,
himself through it. It's like portal creation.
a portal. What if the like is the portal with like energy and
Energy. Well, I don't know. He's literally just. I can't really give you 100%. I'm not 200% on that. He just opens his portal and just walk, and he just eats himself through it.
I mean, if the portal is like, I'm just saying, if it's like made out of energy, I'm gonna argue that Mewtwo will like nullify it. So like, when you try to escape, you can't get away from Mewtwo. Yeah, and even if you do, I'll just drag you back here with like my thing and I like absorb your energy.
Okay, well, I'm still gonna stick with the portal argument. Like, I feel that Mewtwo wouldn't be able to do that, but the for the counter in terms of you like dragging me back in, I just argue like, so how are you gonna drag me back in? By the way, are you gonna use your psychic powers, or are you just gonna physically grab me?
Oh, he's gonna use his psychic power.
Your psychic
Like he didn't
powers.
even have to like raise his hands or anything against like the Pokemon ring. Yeah,
Okay,
those
well,
pictures.
I've got a counter. So, as soon as you attempt to grab Jedah, Jedah will basically just create like basically he can like create a dummy, like a shapeshift, like a counterfeit dude made out of blood, and then he'll just have you grab it in place instead of him.
Okay.
So I'll drop you a scan of that real quick.
Alright.
Basically, yeah, in the scan he was able to create a blood clone of Guile casually, like just invoked him. So he'd basically have you'll have Mewtwo grab him instead, and he'd still yeet himself through the portal.
Alright. So you're gonna argue that you're gonna make like wait, like how many can you create? Like how many like clones or like copies?
Let me just check the scan real quick. Hang on a
Alright.
sec. Well, I mean, I could argue I could create definitely more than one. So I definitely would be. I would argue that Jedah would be able to create like basically more than one clone. Basically, I put a plural, so he'd basically add more than one clone using his blood manipulation. So
Okay.
it wouldn't be fallacious to say he couldn't create like multiple of them, because obviously he has proven that he has great control over his blood manipulation. So at the end of the day, he just have you grab a different clone instead.
Alright. For my counter, I'm gonna argue Mewtwo is gonna turn himself into like 4 Mewtwo's. And if even if one or two or even three, like Mewtwo will still be able to like get you. Let me get that.
Okay.
Also, these can like fight too. Let me drop that.
Sure.
Got the
Oh, so he can use
That's
double
the-
team basically.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
So like multiple.
So yeah, like you just try and
You
match
might go-
me clone for clone.
Yeah.
Man, this is gonna be a fucking bloodfest.
And they also got the same ability. So.
Yeah. Okay. I think I can counter that. Let's see. What have I got? Okay, all right. I'll give you that. Like, fair enough. You'd create like multiple clones, but I'd still argue, I'd argue this point that even if he was to attempt to absorb Jedah's energy, Jedah can create blood constructs, so he can use them for offense and defense. So he would just protect himself from being absorbed or having energy absorbed from him. So he would have you absorb some blood instead, and he can. And basically, his stamina and his power is virtually like it's limitless. So he can keep doing this without any like repercussions, so he won't get tired or anything. And I can send you a scanner that like he doesn't like need to sleep or eat in order to stay self-sustained. So I'll show you that real quick. Drop my phone.
Alright.
Yeah, let me just find that for you.
Alright. Damn, bro. I like this. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. This debate's probably better than some of the others. I might I dare say. All right, let me
Yeah.
find that thing for you.
You're arguing like blood constructs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Me with 4% battery, like going back to charging and then walking.
Damn, I feel you. But yeah, so ignore the part where he says like the limit of his power, like when basically the context of that why he was weakened was because he created a space-time continuum and it cost him a lot of his energy. That's the only reason he was tired. But obviously in this scenario, he won't be tired because he's not creating a universe, obviously. He's just fighting you and using his blood. As it says, he doesn't need to sleep, eat, drink, nor tire. So he would be able to just create, like, he'd just be on, like, a massive defense and prevent you from absorbing his energy by using his blood constructs. And I'd argue if you was to try and attack him with your energy minute, he would just be able to block it with his shield. And I'd argue that he'd probably go on the offensive too by using his blood manipulation, because he can trap people as well in like blood bubbles. And I'll drop you a scan of that too.
Alright.
Yeah. So I think he trapped Dimitri, I think, inside this blood bubble. So he sealed him inside of it. So he can trap you in these yeah.
Trap me in a blood bubble, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's very versatile with his blood constructs, and I can send you more scans of him using his blood. Like when he was like fighting some of the Street Fighter characters in the crossover, he was just making like giant hands out of blood, and I'll show you that real quick.
Okay, so if I get this correct, you're gonna use like your blood constructs to like stop his like power absorption.
Yeah, like his
Or,
energy,
like-
like he's gonna basically be able to keep the distance and thwart you with his blood manipulation, and basically use it offensive and defensively, as I've shown through these scans.
And then trap me in like the blood.
Yeah. So just form it around you.
Oh. Okay. You still dropping scan?
Nah, that's it. What the fuck? Oh, I remember taking that briefing. That was hilarious. But yeah.
For my counter is Mewtwo is gonna use his Psycho Wave to like nullify the blood, and like this works an attack that like attacks that are like not just energy based, and it can like do it to like let's say liquid like water and stuff, so you can still affect it and shit. And then as for the blood construct, I'm gonna argue that he can like teleport out of it. And I feel like
That's fine. No, all right. I'll still man the blood thing, because yeah, that's fine. But as for the psychic, was it the psi shock? Did you say it was
the psi wave?
Psi wave.
Yes, psi wave.
All right. Well, I'd argue that basically, Jedah, thanks to his blood manipulation, and he would be able to blend in with his blood by transmutating himself and making himself a puddle of blood. So he'd basically make it difficult for you to even know. So I'll find it real quick, the scan of him transmutating himself into just a puddle of blood. Hang on, I think I already sent it to you. I'm gonna go and check the chat quick.
Alright. I'm gonna go pee real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, Forrest.
Yo.
Stop punching each other in the face, bro. God damn. Have mercy on yourselves. Jesus.
Man, I'm on it like a hot potato.
Jesus. hot potato. Whoever gets the hot potato loses, and you keep passing it around.
My fucking fingers are burning.
Man, your hand skeleton, bro. It's already burnt off. Both of you are like bullet sponges right now.
Hell yeah, 5% bad.
Damn,
I'm
I
back.
better be quick. I sent the scan, so as you can see, he transmutates himself into just a puddle of blood when Morgan stabbed him in the back. So he would just basically, I'm arguing stealth basically. So he'd just make himself a puddle of blood, transmutate himself.
Oh, stealth.
With the surrounding blood around, with his blood constructs basically putting you off.
Okay. Okay. Like, is he gonna hide in the blood?
Yeah, like he's just gonna create he's just gonna basically put you off with his blood constructs and basically hide himself in blood. So it would appear as if he wasn't there. So basically in that scenario, he'd basically make himself just a puddle of blood with the current surrounding blood around the area if you attempt to use this ability.
I mean, like liquid, right? Like liquid. He would turn himself into a liquid.
Yeah, like just blood. Yeah. Transmutate his body.
Yeah, I would still argue the psych wave was able to like manipulate like liquids like water and stuff and like other attacks. So I'm gonna get the scan of that. Give me a sec. Alright. Let me
Okay.
wait, what the corn?
I think you posted. Oh wow.
Wait, what is it? Can't see it.
You looking for zone 1? Oh, are you looking for your scan?
Yeah, what did he post in Zone 1?
Oh, he just posted just a funny gif.
Bruh. Nigga. Like, he'll use, like, a psychic wave to create this weird, like,
Okay, let me.
this weird wave that, like, freaking, like a weird tornado type shit, you know?
Okay.
Like a type of, like, tornado. I can also get you another.
Yeah, I can't see your scan. Yeah, it's not loading for me.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I was just saying I can't see your scan. It's not loading for me.
Just what?
I said I am unable to see your scan because it's not loading for me.
Oh, it's not loading? Ah,
yes,
shit.
it's not loading, I'm afraid.
Bruh, let me get you another one. Let me try to get you another.
Sure. Hang on, I'm gonna go and see if I can get it to load. Hang on a second. Simple?
Yeah?
So, this psi shock, did you say? No, psi wave, I should say. So, what is it do again?
Wait, give me a...
I can see the scan, by the way.
Alright, what's your question about the psychic wave?
So, what does it do exactly?
What? Hear you, because you...
What is it? Oh, what does the psi wave do exactly?
It's like this weird like psychic like tornado thing, and basically like nullifies like attacks and stuff, and it also like blows you away and shit with like the weird tornado thing. So like I'm gonna argue that he's gonna like blow like the blood and shit.
Well, these blood.
Also hurt it because like it also hurts too. Like it's not just like a wind that blows you away. It like actually hurts you while blowing you away. Like you can't see it, but like in the first scan, there's like multiple Pokemon getting like blown away and like hurt at the same time.
Yeah, well, all right, I understand that, but I don't see how that would thwart my durability in terms of the blood shield and like using my constructs as protection, because it doesn't neg the durability. Yeah, I'd argue the Psywave would hit the shield, but it wouldn't like just like neg it. I'd still argue I'd still be able to defend against it.
Alright, give me a sec. I'm gonna argue that like the side wave has still affected like liquid foes, like foes that are like just like for example how do you say, lava or like freaking water.
We can just leave that to the judges if you'd like.
I
All right, that's fine. You got any more win cons, or if I have any more left? Are you still gonna? Oh, you're against sleep manipulation.
Yeah, that would be more like the mind thing. Yeah.
Okay. So you got so that's your is that gonna be your final win con?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see for your sleep manipulation. So So I'm thinking back. So with the sleep manipulation, like the energy based ones, right? So like,
Yeah.
there's like one of them that does it surround me and put me to sleep, basically.
Yeah, like those surround you. The other one, he has to like extend his like hand, and then the last one, which is kind of the one I'm arguing, is like it'll just like and like put you to sleep.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna counter the sleep manipulation in terms of like the energy, like the energy based ones. I just argue that basically, Jedah would just basically use his blood and protect himself with his blood, so he doesn't get affected by your sleep manip.
I mean, I would argue the same thing as before. With like the other.
Well, like
the
bypassing Jura and
yeah, like he can affect like liquid foes, so it's kind of going back to that again. Like he can affect like, for example, like Mark, it is like Pokemon that like don't even have like freaking like body, like they have body, but it's like liquid. Let me get.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd argue the whole things. It just go back to the same point again. But I'm still going to argue anyway, and we'll just leave this to the judges because this has been quite long. So I'd still argue my shape-shifting abilities, so being able to shape-shift and manipulate my blood and create like constructs of people in place of the sleep manip. So I'll just leave that to the judges. That's my final counter.
Is that your final counter?
Yeah,
what was it, like shape-shifting?
Yeah, so he just basically like, think of it like, like kind of like a substitute in a sense. So like he just let the other nigga take the hit. So he basically, you try and put a different construct to sleep basically. So like that's my counter. So like the whole scan with Guile, as I mentioned, when he created like a person just out of blood with his transmutation.
I mean,
so that's my final counter.
So yeah, he just wants to leave that to the judges. He said that's his last point.
So like wait, do I go to conclusions or like?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go to conclusions now. Do you want me to start?
What, you to start?
Yeah, do you want me to say my conclusion?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. In my conclusion, I feel that I've proven that Jedah would be able to affect Mewtwo's soul by ripping it out of his body and transmutating it or just absorbing it within himself or sealing him away. But I do argue that that I have proven that I would be able to avoid Mewtwo's more dangerous stuff like the energy manipulation because of by using Jedah's blood manipulation to its fullest and using the BFR and portals. And even if Mewtwo was to yank Jedah out of the portal, I just argue the shape-shifting argument so that he just grabs something else and I would be able to hold my own in offensively and defensively. And let's see what else. And the final point is I feel as if my mind manipulation would be a lot more authentic by going back into the past and being able to affect those scientists, as I've proven that Jedah was able to go back into the past, like many centuries into the past, I believe, and he was able to mind screw like these pharaoh niggas and fuck them over. So that's my conclusion.
I so for my conclusion, like I argue that my like whole abilities like were able to work because the miracle eye was able to get past it and he gave me the point, so I would still argue that that did work and that is like passive, so I would have uh um as for like we did go like back and forth, he gave me like um instantive reaction, so I could dodge a bunch of his attacks and like even like the soul stuff. I was able to get around that. There was a whole back and the other points, but I feel like Mute can still get past it because like he has like, hurt Pokemon or liquefied. So even if like he was like made out of blood, I mean, not saying he's not, he would still like get a by the sight wave or like his other moves. And his teleportation would escape like his shield. I got that, and multiple Mewtwo's were shown, so he can also keep up that way. Um, and yeah, that's what I think for like my conclusion. Like I feel like I would just mine and I would dodge his like and even like evade those that like were like um other like the other. That's my
All right. Well, I'll go first in my judgment. So, starting off, like Simple had his win con, Swift trying to throw these stars at him, these little twinkle stars and stuff, and will hurt him and stuff, sting him. But Forrest obviously counted. He's like, bro, if you slice me with some stars, I got type 3 mortality, bro. Instantaneous, regenerate my fucking head all day long. It's over. Simple instantly gave him that point because, like, yeah, dude, not really much you could do there. So, yeah, I had to give that to Forrest right off the bat. Move on down the line. Forrest, first win con, like, pretty interesting. The, like, forcing him, stuff like that. They had a lot of, like, back and forth counters from what I a lot of different ways to, like, try to get around that and, like, the instinctual stuff. particular point, Simple kind of pushed it harder on the instinctual reactions, I believe, rather than other points. He didn't. I don't really hear him. He didn't really bring it up to try and counter other stuff. Like he kind of left it at that. Like he brought it up in his conclusion. Like fact is, I didn't really hear him push it on other points, but I would have to. He should be able to avoid and more than likely overcome something to you and stay a step ahead of you in this specific scenario, since he did push it hard and proved his dude instinctive stay a step ahead. But like for the soul stuff, the mind stuff, yeah, moving on to Simple's next win con, the mind stuff. Now, this was pretty decent overall. Both of y'all was going back and forth, really intriguing. Both of y'all had Forrest, so, I definitely agree. Like the whole neutral ground thing goes both ways. His mind hacks would still work even in the past or not in a neutral space. That's just his ability. You can't just like deny the ability. It's still a neutral space regardless. But at the end of the day, like I do feel like Mewtwo's mind hacks would be potent enough from the start. Especially because the freaking eye. And I feel like overall, while both y'all put up a damn good argument, I'd have to edge out slightly with Simple in the mind hacks category. But for the soul hacks, I'd say like Forrest did take that, because here's the thing. He did give Simple this, but the problem would be one, quantification of the potency, and at the end of the day, he's going to be like transmutating your soul completely. So, and while Simple did try to come back with, he can transform and that could add on more resistance, the fact is, Forrest gave a legitimate quantification. Like this dude straight up said, yeah, Jedah is messing with millions of souls casually. The potency of it, it's just like, and this is like a bare minimum he was implying. Like millions of souls and transmutating and like messing with them and manipulating them at once. Casually, that's the potency of his. So I'd say in terms of potency there, I'd have to give that point to Forrest. He would be able to do that, like rip your soul out pretty easily, just because of the lack of quantification to your resistance. And he'd be able to do that. So I got to give that point to Forrest. And now the next one, like this was a back and forth as well, kind of confusing for me at certain points. But I could see both of you kind of countering one another here. He could manipulate the blue, could argue it, and he did try to argue it. You argued well, you still have perfect control, so you could still like to an extent like resist it because you have such perfect control over your own self and the mutation. So it's like this is a difficult one for me, but like the whole sleep point, that's what it come down to, was the countering back and forth. But for me, I got to go inconclusive on this one point because like, damn, definitely a tricky subject on my end for me. But overall, while this was one of the fucking closest debates I've seen from y'all in a while on both ends, I'd have to barely edge out with Forrest the potent soul hacks and the transmutation, but that would be like the deadly issue. Ways I go inclusive on one. They both had a win con that would work. I'd have to say Forrest is a little more potent and deadly in this certain scenario. I have to barely edge out Forrest. So I got to give Forrest the win. Who's next?
I guess it's my turn. First off, it was very real. Forrest definitely took that. Just the regen is just gonna heal him to the type 3 immortality, so he doesn't have to worry about the Swift. Oh shit! Now I'm trying to remember everything. Shit. What was the second? What was Forrest's first win con?
He's forcing his soul and body into a contract and sealing him away, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Shit. Okay, that's the one part I cannot good right now. Shit. So I'll say, to be fair, I'll have to go. I can't give a really good opinion on that part because I just cannot recall it for some fucking reason. I will say with the I'm just gonna go to the mind stuff. I will say that with the Miracle Eye and all that shit, I'll have to agree with Corn that Simple did edge out a little bit in mind hacks and the potency of it. What else? I definitely do agree. Also, Forrest, you definitely took the soul hacks point. Simple. I really wish you argued it like the resistance a bit more. Because this is what makes it difficult. Because that soul hacks, that's a deadly option, and that gets used over. But then also, Simple did kind of have other stuff like precog and shit add on to like the mind hacks edge, and then add on to the Force arguing with his blood, and then of course the portals. I feel like the portal part, honestly, I'm kind of inconclusive on that. It wasn't really too much of an edge that I could tell between the two of you. With the blood and the psychic wave or the psi wave, I believe, it does seem is enough to resist the effects of blood as it can like water, and it is from what Simple described as like it. Basically, I put it's like an almighty push. So I do think, but I don't think really enough need there. The hypnosis point was very interesting, and it does give another layer onto Simple for stuff to have him, to what could make him win. And honestly, this is like, I'm sorry if I missed any points. But you're gonna hate me, but honestly, it's so hard because you got the lethality of that soul hacks, but you also have, Simple. He does have sleep hacks. He does have, the Miracle Eye. He does have precog, and he does have the mental capabilities. I think I might have to say it's either a draw or I'd probably give it to Simple, like fucking 5.1 out of 10, like that fucking close. Just for the fact of the ways it could be applied, and that it could, in theory, be applied in as deadly ways. Just, I think with the precog, it would let Mewtwo be a bit more aware, and he'd go the more lethal route since he has the precog edge.
Wait, so is it a tie or something?
I would say probably
one more person.
5.1 out of 10.
All right, so that's one for Simple, one for Forrest. So is there anyone that wants to break this, dude? Instinct, anybody? Like
Someone,
Infinite?
Someone.
Because I gave it to Forrest, barely. He gave it to Simple, barely. Who else wants to break this, dude? Like, speak up.
It's probably another draw.
It looks like it's going to be one.
Bro, what?
Please, someone.
I would judge, but I was motivated. So.
I wasn't here for the most part, so no.
I know, but Infinite was.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Also, it's like 1 hour and 40 minutes long. Who's keep glitching out?
Judge.
Yeah, we're just saying for you to judge.
Yeah.
Damn.
There's a tie. It's a tie so far. We need you to break. I gave it to Forrest. He gave it to Simple, but we need you to be the one to break the tiebreaker.
Oh God.
Because I feel like for my judgment, I feel like the soul actually would be enough. Grab like. Oh.
I legit have no. This one's actually very close. I don't know like who won. The points like. Yeah.
So, Forrest, Simple. I mean, inconclusive.
I go inconclusive. I really don't know like who won this.
It's a tie.
Dude, I'm really upset. Like, there's other people here, but they're not.
Phoenix is here all the time.
No, I wasn't. I left halfway in because I was busy.
You were for a lot of it, but whatever. Like,
Still count though.
Wait,
yeah, if he's here for the majority or instant was to.
I could possibly judge a bit.
All right.
Let's go. So, it was really good both ends. And it was really close, if I'm going to be honest. But this one,
The match and first.
it's hard to decide that because, but man. Them, but it's so hard for me to choose that.
Hey, what matters is it's honest, and if that's
Wait,
what happens.
somebody win yet?
No,
Phoenix,
it's a
can you
tie.
like? No,
a tie.
Phoenix, you were here for enough. Give your thoughts.
Okay. So like, I wasn't here for the clone part, but for the mine and Solas, like, I would say inclusive as well because of how close it was.
You know what?
Okay,
From now
it's
on, every debate that happens in this server,
Okay, it's a fucking tie in the recording.